Oh, hello. Good morning. I've already got a like. That's amazing. Um, my name is Brian Snyder. I am the founder of Your Body Never Lies, which is an internal body language training system. I'm here to answer questions of students, and if you'd like to be a student, you can do the workshop here on YouTube for free. It is as a playlist called the YBNL Playshop, series of videos that you can do at your own pace, and then tune in here Saturday mornings, California time, and ask your questions. Easy to get through. I also have a college, multiple workshops, and the goal of this training clearly is enlightenment. So let's see. Oh, I have a question. Video 29 of the Play Shop. How do you know when a real feeling is based on a lie? That is a really good question. And, discerning truth from lies. I suppose I need to back your question up because wow, the question just it needs to be unpacked a little bit. So, truth from lies, there's truth and lies within yourself, and then there's truth and lies that we perceive outside of ourselves. And there's certainly, when we're talking about that, it's easy to discern when someone is telling us the truth. You can learn to feel that in your body. You can learn to notice that in others' body language. In fact, there are videos, like I think there's an old FBI body language trainer that has videos on YouTube about that. So, well, I think how do you know when a real feeling is based on a lie? Well, okay, let's unpack it a little bit more. So, feelings are always real. So, there's no such thing as a fake feeling because whatever we feel is what we're feeling, and it's real because it's happening in the moment. It's literally reality is what we are feeling. Sometimes what we feel is based on a lie, and that's what the question's about. And how do you tell? And I don't know that can be, especially beginning training, I don't know if that can be a feeling activity. It might have to be an intellectual activity. You might have to do the math to figure out if somebody is lying to you. And if you're lying to yourself, the way you discover that is through affirmations, because one of the classes at the college is effective affirmations. And I think that's the first elective after you do the play shop. When we speak positive affirmations of what we'd like to have in our life, we get a response back, usually internally, telling us why we can't have it. And that internal response, in terms of affirmations, can guide us, to how to manifest what we're choosing to have in our life. So, if you tell yourself, I need to park, and your inner guidance says, well, turn left, well, then you turn left, right? If you ask yourself, I want a girlfriend, and your inner guidance says, well, go to the grocery store and act nice, be nice. Then you go to the grocery store and you're nice to people. Maybe you'll meet the right person that way. That inner guidance is pretty critical. But when it comes to ourselves, there's also an inner guidance. And that inner guidance knows far more than you consciously know. And your feelings are based on what you consciously know. And sometimes they can be partially based on what you know unconsciously. So if someone comes into your field of vision who reminds you of somebody who hurt you a long time ago, you might feel that old pain in your body, or you might feel like pulling back, even if you're not consciously aware that person looks like, your first grade teacher or something. So it can be slightly unconscious too, but generally we are aware of why we feel certain ways. And if you're not aware of why you feel a certain way, you can find out from that response column or from that inner guidance. So you might want to get a little more detailed in your question. The only way that I can say we know 100% if our feeling is based on a lie is if we suddenly get new information and our feeling changes. So, if I tell you that that person over there told me that you're a jerk, you don't know what you're talking about, and you've been stealing money, and not only that, but you steal people's pets, and you've been burying them alive in the graveyard. That person told me that about you. How do you feel about that? If you know I'm lying, obviously it's not going to create a reaction in your body. But can you imagine if somebody who you know and trust told you that this person somewhere who can't defend themselves in the moment, they're telling you that that person is talking crap about you behind your back, maybe ruining your business or ruining your chances for promotion at work or trying to get between you and your relationship? Like, it's going to be a body reaction if you believe that information. You're going to have a body reaction. You'll know that that reaction is based on a lie once you go investigate and talk to that other person or talk to other people. Or if this person admits to you that they were lying. Just like if I admit to you, like, yeah, there's no person over there talking about you and talking about burying pets in the graveyard. That just didn't happen. Right? Once you know that didn't happen and it's a lie, like, it's a relief. When you get relief, that's when you know that your feelings were based on a lie. I don't know that it's possible. I really got to work on this, Martin. I really got to work on this because I don't know if I can figure out in the moment if a feeling I am having is based on a lie. I'm looking for my coffee. Oh, here it is. So if you're at video 29, if you've already done the Playshop, so we've already talked about the healing story. And I think, Martin, let me talk a little bit about the Playshop and what we're doing in the Playshop, because I think it ties into your question rather well, and the answer will make a lot better sense to you and to anybody watching on the video. So this Playshop, it's about enlightenment. Enlightenment, it's not a place. We're not trying to get somewhere. Enlightenment is a process. It's the process of lightening up. And literally, when you lighten up, you should feel lighter. Like, if it feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders as you go through the process of the Playshop, that weight literally goes away. That is the physiological experience of enlightenment. That is one facet of it. However, the other thing that happens when we get lighter is that our blinders open up so we can notice more information. Our heart tends to open up too, so it becomes a little easier to love things that maybe annoyed us in the past. Enlightenment is not a place, it's a process. And the heaviness that we're letting go of are those heavy feelings, right? It's not only is it a heavy body sensation, but it can be pent up anger or pent up knots of disassociation, or the list goes on and on and on. New message, thank you. The Playshop itself, it teaches you the value of, well, for one, not judging, so not setting yourself up for more heaviness in the future, but it also gives you tools to let go of old heaviness when you are reminded of it. So if you are walking down the street and you suddenly feel some sort of consternation or some other trigger happening, you can stop and actually notice what's happening, breathe a little bit and refine your center, regain your center, regain your baseline, and then notice what triggered it. And, you know, that is what I mean by the process of lightening up will help us unravel what feelings in our body are based on lies. Now, the bigger picture is that every heaviness in your body, literally every single piece of suffering that you carry, and every old trauma, everything negative you believe about yourself or about the world, well, most of that is actually based on the traumas that you're holding. It's all based on lies. It all is. So, you know, on one way, you get to understand, I'm going to explain it, you get to understand that it's all lies. So, you know, rest on that foundation and now figure out how the individual one that you're looking at is a lie. The big picture is that the reason our bodies hold on to old suffering and old traumas is that those events are evidence to prove our fundamental core belief about ourselves. And that core belief that we are separate from the universe or separate from our creator is a lie. The lie that we normally hear to justify the feeling of being separate from the rest of the universe is that we are not enough in some way. That's why we've been disassociated or disconnected, because we've been flushed away or whatever, because we're not enough. All those little sufferings, whether big or small, and traumas and upsets that we carry because they individually and collectively prove our belief in not enough, that justification for the big lie, which is that we are disconnected. So there are many pathways to unraveling this, and it's all enlightenment, it's all good and all valid, you know, the end justifies the means, so to speak. Some pathways are faster than others, some are easier than others, and I believe this is the fastest way. So the first thing, if the first time we go through the Playshop, you're going to recognize that first big picture, which is that your belief that you were not wanted or not good enough or not enough in some other way was a lie. And there's no way that it isn't a lie. And however, you need to prove that and learn that for yourself by doing the Playshop. So that's step one. Step two is recognizing how you personally created that and how you unravel it. So the fact of the matter is that all negative feelings are lies, because, you know, if somebody hates you and you feel the hate and you're mad and you're like, I don't like that feeling, that's not a lie. They actually hate me. Well, no, that's not actually what's going on there. The opposite of love is not hate. Hate is just love becoming or love wishing it was. You know, if someone doesn't love you, they just don't care. It's just indifferent. Indifference is the opposite of love, not hate. So, you know, the question itself around how do you know when a real feeling is based on a lie, you know, there's only one real feeling in the world, and that's unconditional love. And by real, I mean, like, that's what's permeating everywhere, and it's what's behind everything that we feel. So, okay, now step up. Now in the world of feeling all these other things, right, that are analogs or algorithms of love, some of them feel good, some of them feel bad. And the ones that we do not like to hold on to and do not like to feel are generally the old ones, right? Stuff from childhood, stuff from, you know, our last relationship or whatever. Those things that we carry, the other reason they are a lie is that they're not happening anymore. They happened a long time ago, and when they happened, they were real. And unfortunately, because of the heaviness or because we didn't enjoy it, didn't like it, wasn't what we wanted, we refused to feel it. So we pretended that it wasn't happening, or we try to push the sensation away psychically, in our mind or in our heart. And that pushing away when the event happened is what locked it in our body and locked it in our history. Fast forward to the present moment, and that gets reactivated. The body simply just wants us to feel it. Yeah, it's real because you're feeling it. But the only thing real about it is the feeling. Behind the feeling, it's just a shadow. There's nothing there. But to figure that out, you have to feel it. And whether it's somebody hit you on the arm with a bat, and you didn't want to feel that, or whether your first girlfriend broke up with you based on a lie she heard about you from someone who you never met, and that was like painful in some terrible way when you were a kid. That's kind of specific. I wonder if it happened to me. There's whatever it is, it's not happening anymore. Your body believes it's happening right now because you didn't feel it back then. So your body is trying to get you to feel it now so it can let it go. This is one perspective. So on one level, feelings, the ones that we're trying to shift, they're always based on a lie, because by the time you go to change it, like, time has moved forward. So the question itself, I think that answers the question a little better, but I'm not sure that I answered the question you were actually asking me. Oh, it says great explanation. Okay, thank you. So this person chatting in is part of my college, and he's on the other side of the world in Great Britain, I believe. So sometimes there's a language barrier that way. Maybe not, though. Anytime I have a feeling in my body, I know that it's real and I trust it. But I'd like to know why it's there if I don't understand it. If I'm walking down the street and I suddenly get creeped out, am I getting creeped out because this person over there looks like a creep? Or am I getting creeped out because they actually are a creep and they're targeting me for some reason? Or am I getting this weird feeling in my body because they look like somebody who was a creep to me a long time ago? And that level of discernment is also possible. However, that's going to take some enlightenment. And that doesn't mean enlightenment like you got to get smarter. It means as these layers of old pent-up feelings get released, because that's what enlightenment is, or one way to do it is to relax and speak to that inner guidance or response column. And when you tell it, I'm choosing to be a loving person, and the response column says, well, what about the time you pulled Susie's hair in school? She doesn't like you. That's not very loving. You feel that anger that you had back then, or you feel that remorse that you had back then, and you feel whatever you feel about that, finally, so you can forgive yourself and let it go. And when you do, you feel lighter. And then you tell yourself again, okay, I'm a happy, unconditionally loving person. And then your voice is going to say, well, what about blah, 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 blah. And you know what? Whatever it comes up with is something that you get to feel. Because it's all going to be something from history. It's not actually happening anymore, but it's alerting itself to be recognized because it was not felt in the moment back then. But if you feel it now, don't hold your breath, and you just breathe and, forgive yourself and forgive the other side of that coin, whoever it was or whatever it was. And that weight, because it actually is weight, will go, and the weight comes off your shoulders and the blinders open up, and literally that's enlightening. Like, literally you lighten up, your body literally gets lighter, your mind feels like it opens up and gets lighter, becomes easier to talk to strangers, right? This whole idea of lightness and heaviness, like, it's we experience it. It matters. It matters for sure. And anyway, I'm glad you like that explanation. The thing about enlightenment, it's don't make it important. Just whatever, anybody watching this video certainly has something about themselves or that they carry with them or about life in some way that they don't like. And if that's you, viewer, take a minute and take a breath and recognize you've got an easy path here. I just explained it super easily. I can walk you through it if you need, a little help. But the Playshop is literally so easy that you get to the end and you're like, wait, did that work? And yeah, it's not going to work the first time you do it because you're not going to have both feet in and you're going to be wondering what's going on. But when you watch the videos a second time and actually do the exercises, which I believe is how most people do it, you'll really get it. And you'll wake up in the morning and you just suddenly feel better and you won't even know why. Because this training that I'm teaching you is you teaching your body or your subconscious how to let this stuff go. And, it ends up becoming automatic. So the original question here of how do you know when a real feeling is based on a lie? I'd say after we go through the Playshop, and if you come to the college and do the Energy Works class where you learn about giving and receiving energy, both internally and externally, there is a quality. You can learn to become more sensitive, and you can notice when your body is reacting to the past versus reacting to right here, right now. It does feel a little bit different in the body, but I'm just not expecting anybody just starting the Playshop to be able to make that discernment. So the training does go there, though. However, I think my initial answer is I think is good for the Playshop. So anyone watching, if you'd like to start this workshop and then ask questions and get through this and see if you actually can lighten up through these simple exercises, start watching the Playshop videos here on YouTube and then come back on Saturday here, ask your questions. You can also come to yourbodyneverlies.org. If you've already watched all the videos, my college just opened and I would love to fill it with like 10,000 students this year. So if you want to be one of the first people in the door, if you're sincere about like getting this information and you'd like to ask me some questions and dive in, I'm willing to give you the registration for free, like just to come in the door and check it out. Just go here. There's a form for contacting me. Give me your email address and your name, and we can chit chat and I'll get you in the door of the college. So I've got another thing here. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Anyone watching, I recommend the Playshop. It works. Yay. Well, thank you for saying so. I very much appreciate it, Martin. If you'd like to be on video sometime, I know you're at the college, so there's the Zoom meetings, and you can also catch me in the faculty office sometime. Well, feel free to chat or we can live stream, whatever. And the other thing is, college students, I do have a hotline. You can call in and, you can actually ask your questions verbally if you'd like to. But that phone number is only available at the college. So, all right, y'all have a great weekend. I'll, I guess, maybe see you Saturday. Those Playshop videos, it really doesn't take much to get through, and it really does work. So, once you figure out that it works, you're going to want to tell your friends. So I'd love to get you through it. All right, let's make this successful. All right, have a great day.